Hey everyone, and welcome to my review on GTA 5. It's going to be a very casual review. It's also about 5 years late. The game came out in 2013, now it's 2017. It's crazy how time flies. I played this on the Xbox 360, enjoyed it very much, and then had to bite the bullet and get it again on the Xbox One once they unveiled that they were going to be having a first-person mode in the Xbox One version, or the next-gen version. And it blows my mind to this day. I remember the first time I was playing GTA 5, and for some reason the first thing I did was head towards the beach. I just wanted to see what that was like and how the sea was, and could I get eaten by a shark, stuff like that. And the first time that I really kind of got smacked around the face with just how much detail is embedded in this game was when I was standing beside the lifeguard station, and I was just looking out towards the sea. And I remember hearing the sound of a flag flapping in the wind, and I was looking around in first person, trying to find the flag, and I looked up and there it was. And just in the size of this map and everything that's crammed into it, just standing there on the beach and looking up at this flag and hearing the sound of it flapping in the wind and how real it was. The sound of the birds in the distance, the sounds of people talking on the beach, the sound of the waves, and everything, the particles floating around in the air, the trash, the people, the animals, the weather. It's just, I don't know how they've done this. And now with really exciting stuff for me personally, with the Gunrunner DLC that came along recently, there's a bike called the Oppressor that has a very strong resemblance to the bike Street Hawk from the 80s TV show. I was born in 1980. I grew up all through the 80s. That was my childhood. Shows like Street Hawk and Knight Rider and Airwolf and the A-Team. Dreams come true for me in this game, because for so long, I mean, I wish I was younger to appreciate this stuff the way the kind of childlike enthusiasm that I used to have for these kind of things. I'm getting older now, so I'm still trying to hold on to that, but I just wish I could have played this game maybe 10 years ago. But now, thanks to that bike, the Oppressor, that came along with the Gunrunner DLC and the Ruiner 2000, they can't call them Knight Rider and Street Hawk, but they're very strongly influenced by those vehicles from those TV shows. And because Street Hawk in particular was mostly filmed in LA, down in, there's a lot of scenes in Street Hawk in the Flood, sort of, I'm not sure the exact name for that place in Los Angeles, but the Flood kind of system that they have. Grease was filmed there. Some Terminator 2 chase scene was filmed there. Street Hawk, obviously, like I said, was filmed there. And now I get to ride around on a bike that looks like Street Hawk in the same area that the TV series was filmed in. Add on to that the fact that I can just pop the Street Hawk soundtrack on a little memory stick and put that in the Xbox One and have that playing while I'm doing that. Then add on to that the fact that there's a film director mode in GTA 5 that lets you basically make your own movies, and as long as you're willing to put the time in and learn how to use it, you can literally, that could be a whole other video just talking about the video director mode in itself, because you can do things with the camera in video director mode that you'd never even be able to do in film today. Even with CG, it would cost too much money, and there's literally no end to that. You can do anything in video director mode. You can do anything with the camera. You can even set up what kind of weather it's going to be from different variations of rain, whether it's light rain, heavy rain, complete and utter thunderstorm, perfect for kind of doing moody horror stuff. There's a Jason sort of Voorhees mask that you can put on with the overalls. You could make a Jason film. I've tried doing that myself there on the channel. My really bad attempts at doing short films with this thing. There's people out there who have just mastered it. I've seen a few sort of fan-made video director clips from GTA 5. I think it was from the more kind of PC crowd. I'm sure that probably just looks so much better than the console versions. The fact that I can go and make these little Street Hawk films now, it's a childhood dream come true. I mean, I never thought when I was a kid that one day I'd be able to mess around with something like this. And I'm extremely grateful to Rockstar for doing something like that. Just putting these bikes in, putting these cars in for people like me who always used to ride around in GTA 5
it's riding around like a black motorcycle, just trying to imagine, okay, it looks enough like Street Hawk. It doesn't really, but you know, this will do for now. And now there is a bike that looks exactly like Street Hawk, so I'm just damn happy. Still waiting for that catsuit though for the female online characters, hoping one day that there will be some kind of just all black skin tight catsuit, because I have done my little Catwoman short films and I still like doing those, but she never really looks 100% like Catwoman. She looks like she could be a version of Selena Kyle out there in Los Santos somewhere. But there's no whip. That would be a cool weapon to have in GTA 5. That would make me very happy. But yeah, we need that catsuit Rockstar and a whip. Now, Knight Rider, the Ruiner 2000. That's a fantastic car. The fact that it can do the jump like it could in the TV series, it's got the rockets. I don't think it had that in the TV series. Maybe in one of the movies or something. I don't know. I kind of lost track of all the Knight Rider stuff. Street Hawk unfortunately only ran for one season, just 13 episodes back in the 80s. That was a crying shame. Knight Rider, however, got quite a few seasons and a few movies, I think, and Airwolf done quite well as well. I remember seeing quite a few box sets of Airwolf in HMV. I think that ran for a good few seasons. The A-Team, I used to love that. I used to have quite a few of the action figures growing up. I'm not sure how many seasons that ran for, but again, that's another vehicle that's pretty much exactly as the TV series van. Not 100% because they don't want to get sued in GTA, but it's very close. You can obviously tell that it's put in there for the fans, and just like a little love letter to the 80s crowd. I've managed to make the Joker look pretty decent. There's a paint app you can put on your face. I think it was for a limited time only, and you could only choose one, I think it was. So I went for the clown one because it was very Joker-like, and did a pretty good job managing to put together a Joker. The hairstyle, I went for a kind of short hair on my one and just tried to put him in a purple-ish outfit. Gave him some cool Joker cars, as you can probably see. And oh, by the way, all of the footage you're seeing is all made with the video director mode in GTA. It's all gameplay that I've captured myself and edited myself. There's loads of videos on the channel. Jason stuff, Catwoman stuff, Street Hawk, Knight Rider, Airwolf videos, and lots of other stuff in between. I've never managed to make a video of the werewolf that's running around Los Santos in the Beast mode that they have online. That is another thing that blew my mind, because I swear to God, I used to play Grand Theft Auto, maybe even before GTA 5, probably GTA 4 I used to think this. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if while you were running around the map, single player or online, and somewhere on the map there was a werewolf running loose, and there was just one, and it was a random placement on the map, and you might not ever see it, but if you do come across it, it will attack you, and maybe you turn into a werewolf. Now that's something I used to dream of in GTA, but I thought that's far too random and crazy for them to ever do. But thanks to GTA 5 Online and how random and crazy, just because of the amount of content that's in there, you can kind of get away with stuff like that now, and they have put a werewolf in the game. You know, it's a bit more of a Teen Wolf looking werewolf. I would have gone for something a bit more like the Howling. That would have been just freaky as hell. But that's amazing that that's in there now as well. That's another thing checked off the bucket list of games for me. And you got the slasher mode, which is really freaky. That's like an online mode where I think it's 5 of you or so are in a building and all the lights get turned off, and one player has like a big axe or a knife, and all you have is a flashlight, and he basically just has to hunt you all down and kill you. And that's really scary. That came out last Halloween, I think. I played it a few times, had some fun. And the ocean, man, the ocean is insane in this game. I've made about a 15-minute long video called The Deep, which I ripped off from either a movie or another YouTube video. That was incredible. Basically, someone managed to do like a real BBC, like Richard Attenborough style nature documentary using only GTA 5 and footage of killer whales, sharks, jellyfish, everything in between. Incredible stuff. And all the footage you're seeing now is stuff from the clip that I made called The Deep. Got a bit scary towards the end where I started to get tracked by I think it's a bull shark. It's a shame that there aren't any great white sharks in this game. Some people call it a great white shark, but I'm pretty sure it's not. It looks too stumpy in the sort of head area. It looks more like a bull shark, possibly a tiger shark. But yeah, I wish there were more sharks, and there's no sharks online. So if you're with your online character and you go out for a swim, there's no chance you get munched which is a shame because that's always a fun element to have in there.
Now folks, do bear with me if I am rambling on a bit in this video. It is a bit of a risk take calling it a review, because I've never really reviewed a game before. I've reviewed action figures quite a bit. I even reviewed a movie once. That was Dog Soldiers. But no, I've never reviewed a game before, and I haven't chosen the best game to start with because GTA 5 is a big game. There's a lot in there to talk about, and I'm probably going to miss a fair few things. I'm just sharing the main things that I really have a lot of enthusiasm for, and the things that really make me happy about this game, and just sharing that joy with you, and in the hopes of finding other people who enjoy the things that I like about the game, and we can talk about that in the comments section. But yeah, the things that I love the most, really, open world games. I've always, since GTA 3, the first one in Liberty City, that was in 3D. I remember that when that came out. It was a game changer, and it, well, literally, just blew my mind. And then Vice City, because I grew up in the 80s, that music, the soundtrack to Vice City was incredible. The atmosphere, I'll never forget that. And then San Andreas, growing up watching films like Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society, and a whole bunch of films. So coming back to the things that I really do like about the game, I love the vehicles and the handling of the vehicles. I remember one really sort of big reviewer on YouTube now, in his review for GTA 5, mentioned one of the things he thought about the game was that it does everything, but it doesn't do any one particular thing that well. I don't agree with that at all. I mean, I think the handling of the cars is great, the bikes, on the boats and stuff, the way they manage to convey that sense of weight when you're out there floating away on that massive ocean, and the planes, the fighter jets, the helicopters. I got no complaints with any of the handling of the vehicles. Find it all very satisfying. The ragdoll physics, not quite as good as the ragdoll physics in Red Dead Redemption. I love Red Dead Redemption. That could be my #1 game of all time, or this one. I'm not sure. That would be a whole other video talking about that. But yeah, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption, two of my absolute favorites of all time. Really looking forward to Red Dead 2. Shame it was delayed, but don't really mind, because as long as it's, you know, the highest standard that we come to expect from Rockstar stuff, it's all going to be good. I can't believe they're going to get to, you know, relive that all over again. I played Red Dead a lot. I just really lost myself getting on my horse and just going out into that world and just being a cowboy. And now next gen graphics, next gen gameplay, atmosphere. I can't even wait. I'm really excited to play Red Dead 2. But GTA 5 is certainly keeping me busy while I'm waiting, and it's a game I don't play it all the time. There's long stretches where I just get bored of GTA 5 and I don't go near it. I'll play other stuff, or I won't play anything at all. And then something will trigger that need to come back and play GTA 5 again. Usually it'll be sitting watching some random 80s trailer for Street Hawk or Knight Rider, and then it's like, oh, I can go do that now. So yeah, it's just a hell of a lot of fun. The amount of weapons that you have, especially in online mode. I mean, most of the stuff that is a lot of fun is online now. The story mode is fantastic. I do love the characters. I love Trevor, probably the most. Franklin. Michael, I just never really... Whenever I get the chance to take control of Michael, I usually throw him off a building or into traffic. Just make him go on a killing spree, and he'll inevitably be shot to pieces by the SWAT team. There's something about Michael that just winds me up, and I do like to put him through his paces, shall we say. I don't know if I've included any footage of Michael getting hurt, but there is a lot of it. One day, maybe I'll make a Michael special and just show you him being controlled by me and getting hurt. I love controlling Franklin and getting Lamar to come and meet me, and we go and drive into the Ballers territory and start some gang war stuff. But the only thing that doesn't really feel right about that is because in the game, the story mode, Franklin doesn't really want to be involved in anything like that. So when you're controlling him and you're trying to do the gang stuff, it just feels out of place, because you know he doesn't want to be doing it. You're just kind of making him do it, you know. So yeah. But Trevor is an absolute joy to control, because you can go mental with Trevor and it feels in character, and that's important. And it makes me think about the characters that we might get to play in Red Dead 2. Me personally, and obviously I'm recording this review at the time where the game has not come out yet. It's not out for months yet. And I really, as far as characters, I suspect it will be multiple characters like GTA that we get to control. I would hope for a cowboy, maybe John Marsden when he was younger, and a Red Indian dude, and a woman.
free people. Any more than that could get crazy. But I don't know what we're going to get to do in Red Dead 2. But I sure am looking forward to it. The ocean is seriously impressive, man. You swim deep, deep down there, and the crushing depths, that's scary. When you get out into the deep ocean, like far out, it's really creepy down there. It's beautiful, but it's scary as hell, just as I'm sure it is in real life. You would never, ever catch me, even in, like, I hear stories about James Cameron, some of the things he's done in those submersibles that go deep, and they're built to take the pressure, and he goes really deep down, like Everest twice deep down. Freaks me out just thinking about what's down there. Things we will never see. Things we probably don't ever want to see. Hell, yeah, forget about it. It's down there. It lurks beneath. But yeah, swimming around in the ocean in GTA in itself is a very peaceful thing to do, I found. I really just sort of chilled and kicked back and just get me scuba gear on and just get down there and explore. Gets boring after a while, but it was certainly fun putting the deep clip together. It ended up being 15 minutes long because it's just so beautiful down there. All the sharks, whales, all of it. It's just really, really, really fun. But coming back to the story mode again, I was really satisfied with it. I know a lot of people do complain every time a new bit of DLC comes out for GTA Online. You will get a lot of comments from people saying that they just want some more single-player story to play. And I understand that would be great, but I mean, I can't complain with the amount of things they've given us for GTA Online. I mean, that is its own beast. It's huge now. I mean, the races that you can do, the crazy, I can't even begin to describe. I mean, I haven't included any footage of that, I don't think, but some of the race courses that you get to race in GTA Online are insane. Absolutely insane and really thrilling to play. I never bloody win anything. I do win sometimes, usually because someone else will just mess up and skid off the track and I get to go past them at the last minute. But yeah, I do love that game. God damn it. Value for money or what? Speaking of money, I have put down some cash in order to get Knight Rider and Street Hawk. I didn't have enough GTA money to buy those when they came out. So I did have to stump up and get one of those, what was it called? The Bull Shark card or the Great White Shark card, you know the one. But what was great was I didn't realize at the time when I bought my 2 cards to get the money I needed to get those DLC vehicles, there was a special on for a short period where if you spent a certain amount of money on the cards to get, you know, GTA money, you got a certain percentage of it back 2 days later. And I completely forgot about that. So one day I booted up GTA Online and got like 5 million, you know. Sweet. Thank you, Rockstar. That's nice. Giving something back to the people, as if you already hadn't given us enough. It's a gush fest. What can I say? I love the company. Games like Bully, really. Oh, and the Warriors game. I loved it. Absolute works of passion. You can tell they did it because they loved it and they put their heart and soul into it. Great game. I wish I had a PS4 so I could go back and play the Warriors again. I do remember just really enjoying that. And Bully 2 is on the way. So I don't know anything about that, but hopefully that is true and that is definitely coming. It's not just rumors. I haven't seen anything official, just a bunch of videos on YouTube of people talking about things that have been leaked, information, stuff like that. Now, something I've been thinking about is, what are they going to do in the next GTA? Where the hell are they going to place? Where's it going to be set? Because GTA 5 has the best location as far as I'm concerned, because you've got everything. You've got the city, which is LA, which is one of the coolest cities to explore in a video game and just go crazy and do mad stuff. Then you've got the outskirts, and you've got the woods and the desert and the ocean and just everything in between that. There's like wine fields where people grow grapes to make wine, and there's endless things to discover. There's places probably I haven't even been yet. The cliffs, the mountains, it's amazing. So I'm thinking to myself, where could they place the next location? Where could it be that's going to top that? And it's not going to top it, but the only one I really think could be exciting enough to go to would be go back to GTA London. Now, to recreate London and the surrounding area of London in GTA, that level of detail, they've done it before when it was the top-down view years and years ago. I loved it, especially the sample of Rick Mail that used to keep screaming "bastard" all the time. Great stuff. But yeah, that's what I'd like. Some people say Tokyo, stuff like that. I do get a bit bored of the neon kind of just the lights everywhere, all the different colors and stuff. I'm not really into games that are very, very colorful. That sounds weird, but I don't really like things too gritty either. But I don't know, I think GTA's realism just really hits it for me. So that's it. That's what I'm wondering. What the hell are they going to do? I really can't wait to find out when they finally announce where the next one is going to be set. I'd be very curious to see. I just don't know how they're going to top GTA 5 as a location, So GTA London would be my suggestion, and you never know, maybe. So let me just do some typical review type stuff just to satisfy the people who are probably watching this thinking, how dare you call this a review? I've just sit here and listen to you talk absolute nonsense for 20 minutes. So graphics. By the way, I'm talking about this next gen version on Xbox One that I'm personally playing. I'm sure it looks 10 times better on PC, but I'm talking about the Xbox One version. So graphics, I think they're fantastic. The draw distance is really impressive on the Xbox One. The particles in the air, no matter where you are, if you stand still and just concentrate on an area, there's always something amazing going on. In fact, if you drop the controller and just leave your character standing there in story mode, I think it happens online as well. In story mode, if you just leave the controller alone, your character will go sort of first person and it'll just sort of look from left to right slowly, and you take in what's happening. I've seen police pull people over and arrest them, gunfights broke out, all kinds of random crazy things happen. It's just one of those things. I mean, the graphics are really top notch, and just there's so much going on. I could never cover all of it. I'm just one dude who's never reviewed a game before, so all I can tell you is I'm very impressed with the graphics from GTA 5. And that was a last gen game. It's been upped a little bit for the next gen, but it's not even really a next gen game at all. So can't wait to see what comes next, and we're going to get a good hint of that in Red Dead 2. Sounds fantastic. The atmosphere, the soundtrack of the game, the radio stations are kind of 50-50 on it. There's a lot of modern day stuff which I just don't really like. I can't remember liking anything really from the last sort of 10 years. I'm a bit of an old fuddy-duddy really. I grew up in the 80s, so I love a lot of 80s stuff, and in the 90s I was a teenager, so I loved grunge and Pearl Jam and Nirvana and Soundgarden and Guns N' Roses and Metallica and Tool and Shellac and Fugazi, and I loved hip-hop as well, man. I loved me and my friend Erwin. He passed away when he was 15, but we were best friends, and Erwin Cousins, R.I.P. We used to listen to everything. Snoop, Doggy Style, absolutely rinsed that album, killed it. Just had to buy it again because it broke the damn CD from playing it so much. NWA, Tupac, and Old Daddy. I was going to say Old Daddy Bastard, Old Dirty Bastard, Ghetto Boys. Oh man, Scarface. So much good stuff in the 90s. Beastie Boys. Man, don't know where to begin with that. But yeah, the soundtrack to GTA 5. It's alright. I wish they had a metal station, not just that kind of punk alternative station. I didn't really like anything on there. If I listen to a station the most, it's maybe Blaine County. When I get out there into the sticks, I like listening to the redneck radio. It's just really entertaining. Awesome humor. GTA, I wonder how many writers they've got sitting around writing that stuff. Just everything's gold. It's all gold. I love Laszlo, is it? Yeah. Oh, the cheesy Spanish dude, I think he is. He does the love, well, you know what he does. So yeah, Blaine County, probably be my favorite radio station. And I love the 80s kind of pop stuff that pops up on the, what's it called, classic pop or whatever the hell it is. But altogether, not the best soundtrack. GTA 5, I'd say Vice City and San Andreas still totally kick-ass when it comes to the GTA soundtracks. But yeah, the sound, the voice work, the atmosphere, like I said, is incredible. Everything, distance, dogs barking in the distance. You'll be walking along, you'll hear a cat meow, and you think, where the hell did that come from? Spend about 5 minutes looking for the damn cat, and then you'll find it. The sound of the vehicles, individual engines, the sound when you're underwater, deep in the ocean, just that deep hum, the feeling of pressure around you when you're in the deep ocean, incredibly masterfully conveyed by Rockstar. I don't know how they do it. I know they are a huge company, I know they got the money behind them, but still, it's still hella impressive to find the things that they managed to accomplish. Madness. Gameplay, coming back to vehicle handling again, I personally think it's great. The gun physics, the ragdoll physics, like I said, not quite as good as Red Dead Redemption for me, but just about as good. I mean, no one really ever tends to fall down the same way twice, and that's what you want. And the ragdoll physics have been, kicking butt for years. And just walking around and running with your character feels good. You feel like there's weight to your character. Not quite as much as there was in GTA 4. That was a little bit over the top, like the sense of when you turned a corner, your character really kind of did it in this kind of way. You could feel it in the controller, just like the weight of the character. It was impressive what they were going for, but they kind of honed it and perfected it in GTA 5. Now I'm wondering, are there any characters from GTA 5 that I'd really love to see carry over into the next game? Trevor Phillips, definitely, and some of his friends. His friends were also, I don't know if I call them friends. Most of them didn't really seem to have a choice in the matter. But yeah, I'd definitely love to see Trevor back again. Franklin, don't really care if he comes back again. Awesome actor who played him and everything, but it's just the character. He wasn't really up for anything too exciting. He just wanted to make enough money to kind of, get away from the hood and maybe get that, what was her name, Denise back, the girlfriend that he had and stuff. But yeah, not too mad about Franklin if he comes back or not really fussed about that. Michael, you know how I feel about Michael, or you soon will when I make that video one day. But yeah, Trevor's the one I would like to see come back if I had to pick out of those guys. So seeing as I personally managed to get what I've always wanted in GTA just by maybe closing my eyes and really hoping that one day we'd get a bike like Street Hawk and a car like Knight Rider, now we do, what other things could I really wish for in GTA 5 while we're waiting for other games to come out? What could they do to keep us happy? Now, I know that a lot of people want a zombie mode for GTA 5. Like, imagine that, the whole of that city just go complete zombie and you're the only person alive, or maybe some other characters who you get to save to keep it interesting for the story-based side of it. But yeah, I would love to see a zombie mode for GTA 5. It was fantastic in Red Dead Redemption, really creepy at times. Especially, I like to turn the brightness down in Red Dead so that, because there's no street lights really when you're out there in the woods in Red Dead. So I like to turn the brightness of the game down to a realistic level so that you can't really see your own hand in front of your face at night in the game, and you just basically got your torch and you can hear the zombies in the distance moaning, or you can hear the wolves howling. That is scary, but not very practical because you will die because you can't really see anything. But I like to do that sometimes. But yeah, a zombie mode in GTA 5, I would love that. I'd also like to get some missions, if possible, for the vehicles that I mentioned, the Oppressor and the Ruiner 2000. I know there are missions slightly, I don't know, I haven't got to them yet, I haven't actually done those missions, but apparently there is a mission where you actually go and take the Ruiner 2000, you get to control the car and then bring it back somewhere. Stuff like that, but I would really like some more kind of influenced by the TV shows that they're obviously kind of influenced by. So for Street Hawk, maybe you've got to chase down someone in a van and use the machine gun on your bike to shoot the tires out and stuff, and all that kind of typical, just generic stuff, but it would keep me happy. Just something to do with those vehicles, because I'm riding around, I'm kind of creating my own scenarios in my own head that I can be getting on with, but there's nothing really that you can do other than sort of just fly around and land, speed around the corner and fly off again, shoot something, fly off. I'd like some little missions that we could do in those specific vehicle-based missions for those cars and bikes. So I'm going to wrap it up, guys, and just leave you with my final thoughts. I know it's been a long video and I'm not really experienced when it comes to reviewing something like this. It has been a very big mess. Thankfully you've got the footage to look at. Hopefully that's kept you entertained while I'm droning on and on. But yeah, final thoughts are, I love GTA 5. I can't thank Rockstar enough. I know they will never watch this video. It's buried in an ocean of GTA videos and it will never get found by them. But if they ever did see it, thank you, Rockstar, for just making such an amazing game and putting those, vehicles in there to keep people like me happy. It's just a dream come true to ride around on a bike that looks like Street Hawk in the same area that program was filmed. Amazing stuff. Keep up the good work. If you've managed to stick all the way through this video and watch the whole thing, let me know if you enjoyed it. Give me some tips, and don't be too harsh, because remember, I have no experience when it comes to doing something like this, and I watch all the big game reviewers and they're very organized. They write up their reviews, you can tell they're reading it, and it's all been very precisely put together. I'm saying all of this off the top of my head, and I keep thinking to myself as I'm speaking, you sound like an idiot. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I love GTA 5. What do you think of it? And yeah, subscribe, like, comment, share it with your buddies, and I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching.